Hello everyone. So today it's a full-length video of the process how to make a mixed wood and leather sheet for the classic line. I have been asked several times to do a more in-depth video, so here it is. So for this one, I'm going to make it for a classic number 2 from the current line. I'm using birch bark plywood. And well, it's there is nothing scientific about it. I cut a piece of wood long enough to fit the blade inside. Then I trace the contours of the blade. I make it ambidextrous, so you can use on both sides, and that's why I draw both of the sides of the blade. So whatever the side you put the knife in, it will always fit. And after drawing what the slot, it's just a question of, well, removing wood, and there is not much to do. I use knives and some chisels to do it. I also, just a couple seconds ago, I was removing the top layer. The top layer is a veneer, a very thin veneer and very fragile, so I removed that top layer just to have a more substantial piece of wood below, so I can glue it. And once again, it's a straightforward process, and I'm just working the slot just on one side of the piece of wood. So I cut it closely to the final size. So when I glue the two pieces together, I have a reference what pieces of wood I have to remove on the other side. I give it more or less final dimensions before I glue. And as you can see, I'm removing the top layer, the top veneer, to reach the more substantial wood below. Just regular glue, wood glue, and some clamps, and that's it. Nothing. The kid, the small one, is already on the workshop again, causing mayhem. I'm super happy he's always around and keeps me company, and maybe just by seeing he learns something every day, at least. Working with his hands, it's a very important skill. So I'm cutting the leftovers, and then I will shape the final. Oh, here we go again. It's putting stuff in front of me. Well. For this I use both the carving knife, the Mora 106, and also I'm going to use later on a small plane that I use for my detail work, and also some sandpaper just to finish off. Here it is. I'm adjusting the blade. These small planes do a very good job in this type of small work. I don't remember where I bought it, but I have it, and I use it for all type of stuff, from leather work to woodworking. It's always on the bench. So here I'm cutting a slot, and so I can attach the leather, the top layer, the top part in leather. This will I will glue the leather to this slot, but this shape will try to prevent the sheet, the wood part, coming off from the leather part. I'm using wood stain, water-based wood stain. I initially used this. This is cherry. I think it's cherry and some red. But I have to confess, well, we will see later on. Then I'm applying some raw linseed oil and a top finish just to finish. So here I'm doing the color. So I'm taking some dimensions. These dimensions will vary from knife to knife. It will always depend on the handle dimensions and the sheath dimension, the wood part. Just don't forget to leave enough. Always give a little more than you need, so you can have enough to work around it. The top part of the collar will be a round over, so I will skive a part and then glue it just to make it a little more finished looking. Yeah, here is what I was mentioning. I'm skiving, or I'm removing some material so I can fold over and glue. And it's very traditional way to finish the top part, and also gives a little more thickness to that part. So it's rounded and then hammered. First apply some moisture so you can fold the leather and not breaking it. So if you don't moisture the leather has a tendency to crack, and it's very difficult to fold. So once again, test 2 times and cut once, as they normally say, before committing to the final step. Just ensure that everything looks okay and you have enough material. I apply some contact adhesive to the leather, and then I'm applying some construction adhesive to the wood, so it can attach to the leather. I don't know exactly the type of glue the white stuff is, but it's very strong. I even used a couple of times for hidden tanks, and it works great. Probably not as strong as epoxy, but it worked great. So I'm stitching on the back, just simple saddle stitch, and then removing the excess on the back as flush as possible, so you don't end up with a bulge on the back. Then I burn the tips of the thread, and then some molding. As you remember a little bit ago, I moistened the leather, so the leather has some moisture on it, so you can form it and give it some patterns. This will only work if you put some water on it. If the leather is dry, it will not work. So you have to apply some moisture so it becomes more pliable, but not too much. So to do some carving, you don't want the leather dripping wet. So just some moisture. So I'm cutting the slots on the back for the belt loop, for the traditional style belt loop. Where you will see how I attach the belt loop. So as the leather treatment, I first apply a coat of neat's foot oil, and then I apply some my leather balm. It's beeswax based, and also some other stuff. And to the strap, I also apply some of the leather balm. So it's very simple. The traditional style of the belt loops are very simple. It's just a knot, a simple knot, and then the belt loop is turned over around and around to make that style. So here you can see I'm wrapping the leather and handle. I have to confess I didn't like how the color end up. It was strange, that yellow and red. I didn't like it. So after a suggestion on the Bushcraft on the Morakniv fans group, I decided to go dark brown. This time I use leather dye, and the end result is much better. That light color didn't, I don't know why, but I didn't like it. It was on paper it was a good idea, but nah. I don't want it much darker, so I applied some and then removed the excess. Then I'm once again applying raw linseed oil on the wood, and then I will apply a similar paste to the leather balm, but this time it's a very traditional recipe. It just is beeswax and olive oil. So it's just I think it's 50-50. 50% beeswax and 50% beeswax, and it worked olive oil. Sorry, and it works great. It's a very traditional here in Portugal, a very traditional wood finish. And well, once again, I think I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, if you like, please subscribe, and if you have any questions, drop me a message below, and see you next time, guys.